Hello and welcome to the Improvisation Academy Google Hangout with Paul Z. Jackson. In this Hangout we're just going to have a brief introduction from Paul about the Improvisation Academy and the courses that they run. So Paul, I'm going to hand over to you. Would you like to just start by telling us what is the Improvisation Academy?
Yeah, thank you very much, and hello anybody who's joining us. The Improvisation Academy is the teaching wing of the Comedy Store Players, the great improvisation troupe who've been performing for more than 25 years every week in London doing improvisation shows. And the Improvisation Academy is set up to teach the skills that they use to be able to put on an unscripted show, making things up as they go along to the demands of an audience with great teamwork, amazing creativity, and using all the skills that are needed to do that, like listening to each other, building on each other's ideas. And those are the kinds of things that we teach in the Academy.
Okay, awesome. So with the performance background that's used in improvisation training, how can we transfer that into applications for life or at work, or any other usage you can think of?
Well, life is mostly improvised. We very rarely have a scripted conversation or a scripted meeting. We're making things up as we go along. So we're all skilled improvisers, but we might not have a vocabulary for that, and we may not appreciate the skills that we've got. But by identifying what the skills are, it's possible then to improve them and get to apply them in all sorts of ways. So an obvious business application is making a better presentation. Can you respond to the audience rather than simply stick to your PowerPoint slides? Are you comfortable to deal with questions or lead a discussion? Similarly, creativity. How do you collaborate with other people so that a shared set of ideas is stronger than any of the ideas that any one individual would come up with? So teamwork, presentation skills, creativity skills, these are the sorts of things that people come along to develop. Also basic confidence of how to be comfortable with other people in any social setting or any business setting. So people come along in order to feel more able to be themselves and say the things that they want to say in any setting.
Awesome, that sounds really cool. With things like the confidence and teamwork, what kind of activities do you do within a typical course, say, as an introduction to improvisation?
You're absolutely right to suggest that we do activities. The courses and sessions are all experiential. You learn by doing, having a go, and they're all done from very gentle beginnings. So we might have an activity in which we simply walk around the room and observe different coloured items, or get a sense of who else is in the room by glancing quickly at them and then looking away again, creating a safe space in which more elaborate things can start to happen. A lot of the games are simple circle games, the sort of thing that you might have done at school, that are easy to do, impossible to get wrong, and create a lot of fun. There's then more applied sorts of games where we might do some drawing with each other, or movement, or conversational activities where we have semi-structured conversations about a time something went well, and then we can identify some skills we used in that time. It's not about putting people on stage, and it's not about having an audience watching what you're doing or trying to be somebody other than who you actually are. It's about finding those parts of yourself that are comfortable to be in a room, that you're happy to present about yourself. So you share as much or as little as you want to, as does everyone else, and we create an atmosphere of having an enjoyable time, and looking at what the transferable skills might be, how we might apply those to our lives and to our work.
Okay, so anyone who might be feeling anxious about that they have to perform, because obviously the performance-based routes of improvisation, they don't have to do that. So do they have to be funny to do improvisation? I suppose you get asked that question quite a bit.
It's a very good question, because when you watch improvisation on stage, it's either funny or trying to be funny, and it's not a requirement for an improviser in life. You don't have to be funny. So it's more about being in the moment and alert and aware to what's going on, so that you can be responsive to what's going on and adapt to whatever it is that's happening. That might prompt humour, but it doesn't have to, and there's no effort to do so. In fact, there's very little effort in any of this at all. It's about being easy with what's going on, staying with what's happening and responding to that. When we talk about improvisation in everyday life, we think of things like using what's around us, making the best of the available ingredients, and that's the sense in which we're improvising. If it's funny, that's a bonus. If you're on stage, you would want to be funny, perhaps, but that's a long way off from the starting point of getting comfortable with being an improviser and enjoying yourself being in the moment.
Okay, great. Would you say that there's a typical type of person that comes along to the courses that you run?
Well, you can see on our website, which I'll put on the screen here in a moment, the things that people have said and the backgrounds that they come from. They come from a very wide range of backgrounds. So we have people who are teachers, who are coaches, creative people from the advertising, PR industries. We've had engineers and scientists. We have had some actors and performers, and people who haven't even told us what it is they do in day-to-day life. They can just come along and be their own selves when they're in the class. And it's possible to apply these skills in almost any work setting. I guess if you're working entirely on your own and you never encounter another human being, then you'd find very little use for this, although you might enjoy being creative on your own. But for anyone who has any kind of interactions with other people, it's those interactions that we're looking at and helping to become more spontaneous with, more creative with those, and more collaborative as well. So one of the key ideas of improvisation is saying yes to what's offered to you and then building on it. That's the famous yes and. So a simple activity might be telling a story with a partner in which you accept each other's ideas and build on them. So if someone says, we're going to New York now, the other one can't say, no, we're not, we're on a rocket to the moon, because that destroys the story. But they might say, yes, we're on the final flight of Concorde. And so they build the scene, line at a time each, taking short turns, and something new is generated that they couldn't have predicted at the beginning of the story. So some of the topics that we're covering on these courses are confidence building, communication skills, creativity, being more comfortable if you are asked to be in a meeting or an interview, being resilient, how you bounce back from times that are tougher, presenting yourself in more formal settings where you might be giving a presentation at work, teamwork and leadership, the switching back and forth between leading and following, and solving problems. You can use improvisational creativity to solve problems either on your own or with other people. And shall I say the dates of the next workshops? They're on the 21st and 22nd of March, an intensive weekend on improvisation for life, and then the 18th and 19th of April, Saturday and Sunday, 18th and 19th of April, which is another intensive weekend workshop called Improvisation at Work. And every session is different, and you can take them in any order. and they build up into a complete improvisation curriculum over those 4 days or 8 half-day sessions to equip you to be more comfortable with all the improvisations that you're going to face in life and at work.
Cool. So you told us when the next courses are. Where could someone find out more information if they wanted to read more about the work that you do at the Improvisation Academy?
There's lots of information about the courses on the website, and you'll also find a lot of the people who've participated in those courses sharing their experiences on short videos and short written testimonials. And the website is www.improvisationacademy, all as one word, .co.uk. That's www.improvisationacademy.co.uk. The courses are in London, and they're taught by experienced improvisation teachers. They create a very safe space where you'll be able to flourish and enjoy having an experience of improvisation with like-minded people, and then get to apply those skills. So have a look at the website, and there's contact there to get in touch with us if you want to have a talk by phone or send an email. We're very happy to answer any questions and let you know what's going to be happening and how it might fit your needs.
Okay. Was there anything else you wanted to tell us about the Improvisation Academy and the work that you do? And is it always in London? Do you ever go into any other places and run, say, bespoke workshops for them?
We do go into organisations that invite us to run workshops for them. We've been doing some for the Ideas Tap charity, and we've done some for the Actors Centre, and I have a lot of experience, as do other faculty members, of doing work in corporate settings with both private companies and government sector organisations and charities. So anywhere that anyone wants a workshop, you can get in touch with us and see if there's something that we can do to develop your team's skills, either as a team or individual members of that team, with their confidence, their creativity, their problem solving, and so forth. They're all fun, and it's possible to come along and have a taster session as well if you don't want to do the whole of an intensive weekend. Come and try a short session for part of that weekend and see if it's something that fits with the way you want to go about developing your own skills.
Okay, cool. Well, thank you. Is there anything else you wanted to add to that?
There is so much to say, so little time to say it, but I think anyone that comes along will find that it's a good atmosphere, and there's lots of chance to discuss particular things that you want to discuss, either in sessions or in breaks, and find the way that improvisation can really transform how we are. It changed my life, and there's every chance it will change yours.
Okay, well, thank you, Paul. Hopefully people who listen to this will be encouraged to come along. We will probably do another Google Hangout in the near future, and we'll post links to that on the website and YouTube and things like that. Okay?
Thank you very much. It's been great hanging out.
Okay, hang out with you later. Bye.
Bye-bye.